Are we live? Let's see if I can hear myself. Okay, that's really strange. That's so bizarre, guys. So that was totally OBS. Oop, myself off. That was totally OBS. Oh, thank you for watching the Kevin Bacon live. So yeah, I just restarted my computer, but how bizarre was that? And there, here I am thinking, and then Renee writes, we need to get another mic. I'm thinking, this is the second mic I got. The first one I got was faulty and it did the same thing. And I'm thinking, oh God, I'm gonna have to go through all of that again. Welcome in, everyone. Congratulations again to Winky. She just hit 1,000. I'm so happy for you. And you should get your community page. It usually takes a week. So a week from today. So congratulations. Hey guys. Yeah, good news is I don't have to buy a mic. I just have to yay, we can hear. So annoying. I'll just wait a couple minutes though so that everyone can come in. I don't know whether everyone got notifications because sometimes YouTube doesn't give you more than 1 or 2 in a 24-hour period because they're lovely like that. How is everyone though? We are good. After our live stream yesterday, I lost power 3 times because we had, hey Chrissy, how are you? Because we had 2 substations in New South Wales just completely shut down, and so I lost power 3 times yesterday. So I was very lucky that I got my stream in yesterday and didn't have problems. I'm just going to quickly go and open the bunny door. It's just slammed shut with the wind. Are you all right, Amy? I'll be back 1 second. Okay. So yesterday's live, if you didn't see it, I would recommend going and watching it. We did a stream on Kevin Bacon. He is a Michigan man who was killed by his grinder date. And it's just really sad. And really a case where I think that his life could have been saved if it wasn't for the justice system, in my opinion. Thanks for subscribing to Winky, guys. So with the weather as well, guys, I'm safe. Everyone I know is safe. Oh, I'm on top chat. I'm sorry, guys. It's really hard over here. It's really hot. I cannot talk about the animals. I just can't do it. I will break. Yeah. Judy Ron did a stream yesterday. And I'm glad he did it. I'm glad other people are doing it because I can't do it. If I think about it, I break. I will say though that on my Twitter, speaking of which, Streamlabs is probably not working, so let me just pull that up. On my Twitter, I focused on the animals because the people will be looked after, but I'm really concerned about the animals. There are some species that will possibly go extinct because of this. 500 million animals have been lost so far. So just, yeah. Thank you everyone though for thinking of us. And if you can't donate, look, don't worry about it. The most important thing you can do actually is to share links, because by you sharing, you're actually throwing it out to social media to tens or hundreds of people. And that's really important. So a share can make such a difference. It really honestly can. I will say Celeste Barber, she is an Australian comedian. The last I looked, she'd raised $15 million in the space of 48 hours. So it's pretty incredible. It's pretty amazing. We will get there, but the animals are what I'm concerned about the most. Yes, as Bella Blues just said, I can't repeat that out loud without breaking, so we will move on. Unfortunately, I don't have any great news in this stream for you, because the two cases we're going to cover tonight is pretty sad and pretty tragic. So tonight we are going to talk about Paighton Houston. We covered her case, I think, last week. And she is a woman who went missing on the 20th of December. She missed Christmas, and whoa, 21 million now. Whoa. Oh my gosh. So let me just see if my Twitter's working. So with Paighton Houston, she went missing on the 20th of December. She was last seen leaving the Tin Roof Bar in Birmingham, Alabama, with two heavyset black males. She hadn't been seen of since. She allegedly wrote a text message to her friend. Unfortunately, yesterday her body was found, and so we're going to look into that further. I want to show you the area that it was found in, as well as the speculation around it, because there is speculation that she never made it to the bar. There's speculation that something happened with her friends. So I definitely want to look into all of that. You know that I go based on facts, but there's some things that we do need to talk about. The other thing I feel is very interesting that it happened within a few days of each other is that Savannah Spurlock, it's been a year since she was last seen. Her body was discovered in... Bella wants to jump on the bed. Come on, Bella. Bella, up. Come on. One sec, guys. Okay, now I will get my stuff together. Sorry, guys. So professional over here, aren't I? Bella's just gone outside and had a bone, and so she's come in and she's very hot. So hopefully she cools down. We are going to Google Earth and go on a little drive, so you will need your meds, guys. Okay, so it has been a year since Savannah was last seen. I can't believe it's been a year. It's gone really quickly. So I felt like it was very interesting that both of these cases sort of, they always sort of had a tie to me a little bit. And a lot of people said that. Hey, everyone. Hey, Mandy Ray. Welcome in, everyone. They always had a tie. And the fact that Peyton was found a day before the 1-year anniversary of Savannah is really interesting. I think the cases will always be tied together in that way. I hope they're together up there and they're friendly and doing whatever you do wherever you go in, up there in the heavens or whatever. So I feel like we should start with Savannah first. And I just wanted to sort of do like a brief overview of the case because some people didn't actually know. Hey, David, how are you? Hey, Ray, how are you? Yeah, I don't think notifications went out because I was having problems with the stream earlier. I think that Savannah's case is important to go over, not only for her and for the 1 year like memory, but because a lot of people are talking about it with Peyton's case. And so for some people, they might not actually know about what happened with Savannah. Hey, Kim A. So I actually found a really good summary through the Remembering Savannah Spurlock Facebook page. And so I felt like it would just be best if I just read it because it's from Savannah's loved ones. So I'll put one up at a time. How about we do that? I'll just wait for it to load on the screens for you guys. Oh, it already has. Great. We don't have too much of a delay. Oh, great, Stephanie. Then I'm glad that I can tell you guys all about it as well because Savannah's case was just hard. Savannah's story. This is a story of Savannah Spurlock, a 23-year-old mother missing from Lexington, Kentucky area since January 4th, 2019. This is information as of May 7th, 2019 that has been released to the public from family and police regarding her case. So to understand and put concept into that, she went missing on January 4th and it wasn't for a few months until they finally started to get some answers. And so that's why this is written around the May mark. Savannah went missing at the age of 22, 5 weeks after giving birth to twins. Her 4 sons are aged 4, 2, and 5 months. At the time she went missing, Savannah lived with her mother Ellen and her younger sister. Savannah attended EKU and intended to study health administration. She was currently taking a break from school due to her pregnancy. Shortly before she went missing, she spoke with her grandmother about her hopes to secure a job and get her own apartment for her and her children. She'd been going through a rough time before her disappearance. So there's a lot of talk. She'd had twins 5 weeks earlier, and so the night that she disappears, she goes to a bar, and we're going to talk about that in a minute and read about that. But I just want to make sure that there's no victim blaming that comes in here because she's entitled to go out. I don't know how I would feel 5 weeks after having twins, but given her age, she might have felt really good and ready to go out. So, you know, there's no issues with her going out at all. I just want to put that out there because I'm very... You guys know how I am with supporting the victims. The evening of January 4th, 2019, Savannah had a female friend over to her home in Richmond, Kentucky. She borrowed her mother's car around 9 p.m. and she and her friend travelled to Lexington, Kentucky to meet up with a male friend. It was not uncommon for Savannah to go to Lexington, which is the largest city. Savannah left her mother's car at her male friend's home. The three of them travelled in his car to the other bar. That's what the bar is called, in Lexington by 10:30 p.m. Savannah left a larger purse in his car. That's why I'm confused. Savannah left a larger purse in her male friend's car that contained keys to her mother's car along with other personal items. She carried a small crossbody satchel purse into the bar with her. The three friends met new people at the bar that night. Savannah's male friend needed to be up early the next day, so he decided to leave early. Savannah and her female friend continued to hang out with the new people they had met. At some point later in the evening, Savannah and her female friend got into an argument. Her friend decided to leave the other bar and Savannah decided to stay. Both her male and female friend have been cleared by the police. And so that's where the similarity comes in, the fact that she's had a fight with her friend, the friends left, and Savannah stayed with people that she didn't know. And so that's the similarity between her case and Peyton's case. Let me pop up the image of that we have of the surveillance, and it's the last image we see of Savannah. Oh, where is it? It's really grainy though. It's really hard to sort of see. I'll pop that just there so you can see. And you can see she's wearing that crossbody satchel. Okay. Around 2:30 a.m., Savannah was seen on surveillance leaving the other bar with three men. Her mother woke up around 3 a.m. and realised that Savannah was not yet home. She called Savannah and Savannah hung up the phone on her. Savannah FaceTimed back a couple of minutes later from a moving vehicle and told her mother she was fine. She told Ellen she would be home within the next several hours. Ellen thought that Savannah was in the front seat with two people in the back seat hollering at her. Police later determined that Savannah was travelling in the front passenger seat of an SUV with one male driving and another male who was in the rear passenger seat. The third male got into a black Chevy S10 pickup truck. Savannah did not seem, and we'll continue on with the next one. Let me just pull it up. Remember that sentence because I'm going to forget it. No, I did it the wrong way around. No. Oh well. I'm still remembering Savannah did not seem to be in distress at the time of the FaceTime call, even though Ellen could tell she was intoxicated. Police confirmed that Savannah was taken about 40 minutes away from Lexington to a rural house in Garrett County, Kentucky, with the three men she had met at the bar. One of the men last seen with Savannah said that she left the home later that morning, but he didn't specify how. Police have said they cannot confirm his account. Lieutenant Colonel Rodney Richardson had said, "We do know her last location was at a residence in Garrett County. We were told that she left the location. That's just something we can't confirm right now." Savannah's phone last pinged around 8:30 a.m. and has not been turned on since. Police are unsure how the phone was turned off. Yeah, Julia, 4 babies. At this point, Richmond, Kentucky police are leading this investigation as a missing persons case with the help of KSP and the FBI. The 3 men's names have not been released. They were initially questioned and released, but they have also not been cleared in the case. Police have conducted numerous search warrants, including 2 homes in Garrett County. They towed a car from one of those locations. So I think it's a good summary, and so I'm going to build off that. So a lot of us were talking, especially when it was first out, about these 3 men, and we looked at the houses, we looked at the cars, we looked at their Facebooks. I remember doing all of that. And I guess that the police just didn't have enough evidence to continue further. So this happens in January. Then in May, no, it's not May. It was more like July. Let's see. Yeah. So in July, I remember so vividly, I was on Twitter and a whole bunch of people were talking about a property and that police were on a property and it could be related to Savannah's whereabouts. And police were there and a coroner did arrive, and they were very focused on a metal crate. The coroner removed the metal crate from the home. It wasn't in the home, it was in an area like a barn garage sort of thing. And we find out that the home is actually David Sparks, who is, I'll pop up his mugshot, unfortunately. He was one of the men that was seen with Savannah, one of the last men to be seen with her. It's David's home, his parents' home. He'd moved back in with them. So the coroner leaves with this metal container. The police I think they did a press conference, or they released information to say that a body was found, and it was found in an unnatural position. And we didn't learn until later that they meant that she was sort of, I don't know the right word, and I don't want to be disrespectful. Let's think in the chat about a word. She was sort of folded over into herself. Now, we learnt that the reason that this tip came in was because of David Sparks. Oh, thank you, Emily. I truly appreciate that. Thank you for donating for the animals. David's father actually went to an attorney and spoke to an attorney because he had smelt something. And he and the attorney went to the police, and they came onto the property, and sadly they found Savannah. It was confirmed to be Savannah, which is just so hard and so sad. So David was charged with her death. He was originally charged with tampering with physical evidence and abuse of a corpse because of the way that she was found. And then after they determined it was her, they did charge him with murder. So that happened in about July, and we've been waiting for the beginning of January because we were hoping to start to get into the works to go to trial. Unfortunately, though, as of, was it January 3rd? I do believe it was January 3rd. There was a continuance for another 60 days because the prosecution said that there's just far too much evidence in the case and they need more time. So there will be a pre-trial hearing for David Sparks on the morning of March 6th. And David has actually pled not guilty to all charges, which is pretty normal and common, unfortunately. So it obviously will go to trial, and he wasn't in attendance on January 3rd when they did go to court because of the fact that they asked for continuance. So there wasn't really a reason for him to be there. So yeah, he was the only one charged. I don't know about the other men, and I don't think there's been much talk about them. At least lately there hasn't been. I don't know. Have you guys heard anything else? I'm glad that she was eventually found, but it's just such a tragic set of circumstances. And I mean, I feel for her friends as well, because it would be very hard to have had a fight with your friend and then left her, and then knowing what had happened. There's actually a recount by someone about that night, saying that they're a resident and they live near that property, and that they actually heard screaming as well, which is really sad. Yeah, so I mean, if the prosecution's asking for more time, I think that's awesome, because we want to make sure that the case is as strong as it can be, to make sure that Savannah gets justice. I just can't believe that it's been a year since she went missing. It's really come quickly, and it's really sad to look back on, because you know exactly what happened a year ago right now. She was getting ready to go out, which is really sad. I know, it is really sad, Callie Bell. they're getting more evidence collecting, but they only get one shot. They do, and so they want to do it right. So we will continue to cover this one, and obviously on March 6th, we will, hopefully, they will actually proceed with the pretrial matters, so that we can work towards the actual trial and hopefully with enough evidence, the right verdict, whatever you guys think that the right verdict is. I'm sure that you all feel the same as I do, and it should be a guilty. Why are the other guys not being charged? I honestly don't know. I don't know. Maybe they... I don't know. Really, honestly don't. So, and it's really sad that she only got to spend 5 weeks with her twins as well, and she now has the kids are now 4, 2 and 5, and not 5 months, 15 months. I can't work it out. So I wanted to go over the case again. We'll pop it in our calendar that I'm working on creating for the Facebook group so that we can add it to the court calendar that we have going on. So yeah, they do. On the Remembering Savannah Spurlock page, they do. They share lots of other missing persons cases. And I did see that they were sharing about Peyton as well. So I think it's probably best that we now move on to what we know about Peyton, unfortunately. So when I woke up yesterday morning, where's all my Peyton photos? When I woke up yesterday morning, I had known that they were added to be Peyton. I'm just grabbing a photo. I don't know where all my saved photos have gone. So let me know, do you guys know about this case? Did you watch my last video? For some reason no photos are coming up. Now, there we go. I like this one. I'm going to put this one up. There's so many lovely photos of Peyton though. She's so, she has such a lovely smile. And I will share with you what her mother has posted on Facebook since learning that, sadly, that her daughter was the body that was found. Oh. Hey, Hippie Love. Enjoy cooking. A recap? Yes, we're going to do a recap. So on December 20, we did cover this. On December 20, Peyton was last seen leaving the Tin Roof Bar in Alabama, in Birmingham, Alabama. She sent a text message to a friend. She allegedly sent a text message to a friend. The problem though is that there's been very conflicting reports from this friend now, apparently. This is the friend that she went to the bar with. Her name is we're going to call her GC, and you'll find out who she is if you do a little respectful stalking, a little sleuthing. Apparently she's changed her story a few times, and so I don't want to say that we can go on that as well, but allegedly Peyton writes a text. She goes to the bar with some friends. This friend and her have an argument, so she leaves. The friend leaves. Peyton then leaves around 10:45 allegedly with a heavy-set man, 2 heavy-set men, and she's never seen again. Now, at the time, remember when we did the stream And we were like, why aren't they releasing the info? Why aren't they giving us the surveillance footage? It was very confusing. And now I'm starting to wonder, was she ever at the bar? What's going on there? Because the police were very guarded about it. There's so much to go over, but they were so guarded about it. But I don't know if we can say that's when she was last seen. There's so much to come out. There's so many questions now. But the text message, she leaves at 10:45, and then around midnight, 12:30 p.m., she allegedly sends a text to a friend, and it says, "I don't know who I am with, so if I call, please answer. I feel in trouble." After that, there's no communication. Her phone goes to voicemail. None of her bank accounts are accessed. Christmas comes and Peyton's not around, and the police really didn't release a lot of information. And I think it's one of those cases where there was even less information than usual released. I don't know what you guys think, but there was just not even like a still image of her. I don't know. There was no press conferences about it. So I felt like maybe the police knew something that we didn't. Obviously they do. And they were sitting on it. They weren't even telling her family, actually. We find out. They weren't telling them anything. So yesterday, which was technically what date for you guys? It would have been the 3rd. We find out that Peyton's body is found. Now, the allegation, the rumor that's going around is that the friend, GC, that's actually her grandfather's home. It's a residential area. I'm going to pull the map up in a minute. It was a shallow hole, and she was wrapped in fabric, cloth. There is a lot of speculation that I think with what was said by the police, that they're not sure whether this was actually a murder. It's the friend's grandpa's home, allegedly. Allegedly. I'm going to say that word a lot today. Allegedly. So let me find, let me delete all of these. Let me find what they're calling it a death investigation. They're not releasing a whole bunch. I'll show you the area in a minute. I'm just trying to find out. I have one of the articles has what? Okay, so according to Sergeant Johnny Williams from the Birmingham Police Department, authorities did not see Peyton, on security footage with 2 men. They have not found anyone matching their descriptions, Williams says. It's unclear whether police spotted Houston on security footage at all. So now we understand why they didn't release why they didn't release the surveillance video, because she wasn't on it. She wasn't on it. We don't know that she went to the bar. There is some speculation that maybe she was a recovering addict, and I have no judgments there at all. There's some speculation that possibly something happened and she wasn't actually murdered, and that someone obviously covered it up. We don't know, and so we are waiting for the autopsy and to find out more information about that. So I want to show you the area. Let me pull up Google Earth. So we're going to go on a little drive. I want to show you where she was found. It's going to leave you with more questions. Get this all set up. That'll do. See if I can make this. Oh, okay. All right, I'm going to pull up the chat on my phone because I can't see it at the moment. I'm going to have to delete all those lives. Okay, I can see you guys. Yeah, so she is a recovering addict, but we don't know whether that is pertinent to the story yet, or not. So as you can see, we have the address. This is the sort of area. So it's a residential area. We're going to go for a little drive. So I'm warning you now. We're about to get dizzy. Okay, so this is the home. This is the home and the area that Paighton Houston was found. So she wasn't found in the home. She was found wrapped in cloth in a shallow hole. So, Chrissy, can I mention who you are? Just how we know each other? Yeah, take your Dramamine. I still don't know what Dramamine is, but yeah, take it. So this is the area, this is where she was found, wrapped in a cloth. But see, we do a 360 and there's homes. Let's go see what this is up here. Oh, Kim A, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry. What a hard time. We are all thinking of you. Let us know if we can help in any way. Okay, so that's maybe like a car lot or something. I mean, it's not a suburb, like it's not that suburbia, but there's still houses around it. Okay. Motion sickness. I got it. Let's just go up this way a little bit. I just want to explore just a little bit around the area. So there are homes around. I guess it would be very quiet at night time, right? So there would have been a tip. I don't think that I've read anything about who gave a tip about Peyton being here, but the speculation that at the moment is actually that this is GC's grandfather's home, and the grandfather actually doesn't live there, so the home isn't, no one's in the home at the moment. Yeah, unfortunately at the moment we're doing a little speculation. You guys know I'm not a fan of speculation, but we're just trying to sort of build off what we know. What we do know is that Peyton was found on the property of this home. Let me pull up photos. I do have photos. So this is one photo. This was taken the same day, I believe, as the shallow grave was found. A bit messy. This is with all the cars around it, obviously, when the investigation was going on. So sorry again, Kim. So apparently they were there again. They were there Thursday night. I remember them being there then. But they came back Friday night. And you can tell it's the same place. That's further down the road that we were just down. You can see the house on the left there. So this is interesting. This is really interesting, this photo, for a lot of reasons. We see what the name is of the street. GC has a photo on her Facebook of this sign. I have a screenshot. I can get. Love Street. That's just a police. Yeah, so we don't know at the moment, and the police won't know either, unless they see some sort of like physical sign on her body. They probably won't know, and if it is possibly an overdose, I'm not saying that it is, because I mean, from what I've read, she was doing really well at the moment, and yeah, she was really doing well. So I can't say that that's what happened. And unfortunately, toxicology reports can take weeks to months to come back. I know that my I actually have never said this publicly. My uncle was I can't think how many years it'll be, but it's literally this time, maybe 15 years ago. I can't remember. My uncle was found in his apartment deceased, and the toxicology reports took oh, 3-4 months to come back. And so that's them all. The street would have been very busy over that time. And we actually didn't find out how my uncle passed, which is really sad. They couldn't, because unfortunately he wasn't found for a while. So that's really hard as well when you have no answers. I hope that Peyton's family gets some answers. So that's Love Street. Actually, let's go and have a look and see if we can see that sign. We should be able to. And then there's one more image of the house. So I can't tell from the images that I've seen whereabouts the body was located. Probably around back, I would say. So let me go back to Google Earth. I love how you can see on the when Google Earth comes back, you can see little Bella popping her head over the Google Earth. She's laying next to me. She's panting a little bit, so if I'm not if I'm a bit spacey, it's because I'm just slightly anxious that she's panting so much, but it'll be okay. Everything will be fine. Okay, so the sign should just be up here. Oh, I can already see it. And then I will go through my phone. I saved it on my phone. So there is something. Oh, look, they've actually blurred it out. Hang on, let's see if I can go. It was blurry. Let's see if I can look now. See, look. No. See, can you guys see when it turns around? Love Street. Okay, Chrissy, that's good. Oh, I didn't see what Chrissy said about that. Thank you, guys. I didn't really know my uncle very well, so. Okay, so Chrissy, I know Chrissy from. I met Chrissy through the Mary Haley case. You know, the woman who we thought was missing because of domestic violence. Her ex-husband was a cop. I met Chrissy through there, and Chrissy actually runs an incredible group. I'll try and grab the link if I can. She runs 2 really great groups. One is for women that are dealing with domestic violence, and it's a really beautiful group. I've mentioned it before because so many women have shared their stories. It's absolutely incredible to look at everyone opening up, because I know how hard it would be to open up to people after something like that happens. I'm trying to find the group. She also runs another group. So she turned the Mary Haley group into a crime group. And then she actually runs, remember we talked about Megan Montgomery? She actually admins that group as well. So she has a lot of experience working with especially women who have been through domestic violence. So, hey CS, how are you doing? So that's how I know Chrissy. So Love Street. Should we zoom out again and see the surrounding area? Let's see if we can see behind. We're going to zoom out for a second, guys. Can't really tell, can you? Because it's so... Oh, amazing, Emily. I'm just trying to... That's like a car yard or something. And some people were saying that it wasn't like a great area. Yeah, so the grandfather wasn't in the home at the time. Apparently no one was in the house. I've heard conflicting reports that he was in either a nursing home or that he had passed, but I'm not 100% sure. So let's see if we can, how far we can get down to the back of the home. Can't really see well because for that, and there's a shed back there possibly. Looks like a shed to me. What about you guys? Go back down and see if we see anything else. A shed, or maybe looks like there's two little areas. Oh, thanks, Kelly Bell. We have good people in chat and whoever's listening as well. Great people. I get such lovely comments from such lovely people. So it looks like, I think there might be like a shed and then maybe, I don't know. What do you guys think that is? I can't get any closer. That doesn't look like a shed to me. That looks like an awning of some sort. Yeah, just like an outbuilding. And let's have a look at that photo again. Where's that photo again? I can't work out where this photo is. Actually, I think I've worked out where it is. Let me show you. So we have that photo up top that's coming up. Large doghouse, cubby house, tool shed, yeah. Carport, that's what I thought, a carport. And I think, I can't work out where that image is taken from. Let's go down here and see if it's down here. Do you think they'd close the whole road off? I'm just trying to work out where that photo was taken from. It has to be taken from the other way then, right? Hey CS, so unfortunately Paighton Houston's body was found at this location. It's the location of a friend's grandfather's residence. And so we're just having a look at the residence. There we go. Does that kind of look like it? I don't know. Not likely a carport too far back, yeah. So the house is vacant now, which unfortunately is a good spot. You're gonna do something nefarious. Okay, and so the one thing I wanted to mention as well is, so this friend GC, I was looking at her Facebook profile yesterday and she had a photo up of her profile picture was like the missing flyer for Peyton, and today it's just her. She's removed that. She's removed any info about herself, and I think she removed Peyton as a friend on Facebook. No suspects in custody. But so I went through Peyton's friends, and they're not friends anymore. They were friends yesterday, and they're not friends anymore. Which is really weird, right? Like, a lot of people who had Peyton's flyer up as missing now have like a yellow ribbon that I can show you that everyone seems to have on their profile now. But she's like wiped everything, which confused me a little bit, to be honest with you. So you'll see everyone with this little ribbon on their profile picture, or their profile picture. I don't know. Yeah, that is pure speculation, Chrissy. That's actually been debunked, that was just a rumor. So they haven't said anything. Yes, she did have the love sign on her. So let me yeah, well, see, the thing is, Kanga Blue, is that the police have said that they can't find video evidence of Peyton leaving the club, and they can't find okay, so let me airdrop myself some stuff. And so we had a little look as well, and I couldn't find I found some really interesting things. I don't know what I want to share though, because I don't want to put things out there that might just be like coincidence or not related and jeopardize anything. But there is a couple of things I will show you. I'm just waiting for those to load. There we go. So there's an interesting post. I'm not going to show you who posted this, but one of GC and Peyton's friends posted this yesterday as a story. And it says, the villain plays the victim so well. Thought that was kind of interesting. Let me go back to chat. Okay, so it's interesting that you said that about the cameras, because I was going to bring that up. When we went and had a little look, we Google Earthed the tin roof bar. There were no cameras that we could see. I saw possibly one. I said at the time though that maybe that the Google Earth image was really old and they've updated since then. But I feel like it makes a lot of sense now. because we didn't, the police didn't tell us anything. They kept us out of it. And I feel like they probably knew that the story was false, that there were no two heavyset black men, and they were waiting for someone to say something. I don't know where the tip came from, though, about this location. I don't know. I don't know if that's been released. But the police have now publicly said that they didn't see her on surveillance at all. So TTNZ says, did she really make a phone call saying she was scared? Then she sent a text message. She allegedly sent a text message to her friend GC. Let me read it word for word. It says, IDK, which is I don't know who I'm with. So if I call, please answer. I feel in trouble. I don't know. We don't know if that was real or not, I suppose. Yeah, I agree, Emily. I felt like that at the time too. I think I said in my stream, it's really weird that they're not releasing anything. And I think we know now why they're not releasing anything. They didn't because there was no surveillance footage, obviously. The police have come out and actually said that now. Because we're thinking, just release one still image, and they didn't. And now we know why. So her body was, the word they use is intact. So I would assume that means that she was able to be identified on site. So for now, I think what we're waiting for is we're waiting to know the autopsy results, whether they can tell us a cause of death from the autopsy or whether they need to wait for a toxicology result, which could take a little while. How long was that text there before the friend came forward? What do you mean, CS? So I think we're waiting for that information. We're also waiting to see if they charge anyone. So far no charges have been brought. I don't know if anyone's been questioned. I haven't seen any information about that either. That's kind of what I think, Kanga Blue. I feel like maybe she was with or had, I mean, it would be very easy to use her phone to send that message to her own phone. I don't know. And they put a rush on the toxicology. I don't know actually. I think it just depends on how busy the medical examiners and the labs are at the time. I don't want to say the friend's name because it's just speculation at the moment, but if you go into the groups, all of the Peyton groups, you probably will find it. I just don't want to say it publicly because she hasn't been charged with anything. I don't even know if she's been like thoroughly questioned. I don't know if she's even a person of interest or what. No one has been arrested at this moment, so I think it would be really irresponsible for me to say, hey, this person has done this. We don't know that for sure. There's so many questions. We know, sadly, the outcome, but we just don't know why the outcome happened or if anyone was involved. I will share with you what her mum has posted on Facebook. So this was 9 hours ago. And it says, our family didn't get the news we had hoped for, but I'm very grateful that Peyton is coming home. We don't have to go through the torture of not knowing what was happening to her and where she could be. God answered our prayers. He brought her home to us. I prayed that if she was already in heaven, I just had to know so my heart could put closure to the missing nightmare. Peyton is eternally home with Jesus. Our family appreciates all the prayers, love and support from the Trustville community and around the world for Peyton. She touched the hearts of many in our efforts to bring her home, and my heart is touched by everyone's love for our family. God will be our strength in the hard days as we go through finding out what happened and life without Peyton. Continue to pray for our family. We are so thankful to you all, which is such a beautiful post to write. And shows you what strength she must have if she's able to write something like that, going through probably one of, if not the worst thing that she'll ever experience in her life. It's pretty amazing. So Kanga Blue, there is speculation that they didn't even get to the club at all. There is no, the police have said there's no footage of her leaving the club with guys. There's no footage of her in the club. So I think we have to sort of, probably why the Tin Roof Bar didn't say anything, because we were wondering, why aren't they talking a lot about it and saying something publicly? And maybe that's why, because maybe their bar wasn't involved in it at all. Maybe they weren't there. Her mum shared another post, and I will pop that up on the screen. This was 5 hours ago, and it says, we have had many people asking if they could donate to help us with expenses of laying Peyton to rest and finding the truth of what really happened to her. I'm not one to ask for help or even be public. I don't feel that we are asking for anything but your prayers, but for the ones who have asked, Melissa, my daughter-in-law, has set this up. Thank you for all being there to pray and love our family. We did get Peyton home, and I appreciate your love so very much. So there is a GoFundMe set up by the family, and I will share that link in chat in case anyone does want to donate. Share that, and I'll also leave it in. I have already left it in the All Things True Crime Facebook group as well, in the Paighton Houston thread. Yeah, they do look alike as well, yeah. David says, I think everyone should use location sharing when they go out, just in case. I kind of agree now. Apparently you can't even go out with friends. Apparently you can't trust your best friend who watches you give birth to your child. You can't trust them to not kill you and take your child when it comes to, you know, Heidi Broussard's case. It's just, Amy makes a really great point as well. Some addicts relapse and die because they think they can take the same dose they last took. Their body isn't used to it anymore. I don't know how to say that properly. No, you said it perfectly. And that does happen. But if that happened, why wasn't 911 called? You know, there's so many questions that we have, and so far there's not very many answers, but we're still very, very early into this. Her body was only sadly found yesterday, so it will still take some time to get the answers that we want. I, for one, have to say that for me personally, I think we all felt when I did that stream that there was going to not be the best outcome, because it just didn't look great. I am so happy though that her family has her home, because I personally don't think I could handle having a missing child, no matter what their age is. I can't imagine how horrendous that is to not have that sort of closure. And I think that that's what Charlene Houston was talking about as well, with what she said about having her home. I'm sure that it's some sort of comfort during such a hard time. I really love this photo that I'm about to put up of Peyton. This was shared only a couple of days ago by her family as well. I love this photo of Peyton. Yeah, I think that's a fair point to make, Kanga Blue. And as I always say, here on this channel, there is no such thing as victim blaming, victim shaming. If she has passed because of an overdose, it's really, really tragic. I still have questions though as to why she was wrapped in cloth and in a shallow grave. So I don't think that any life should be taken in the hands of another, and so no matter what that person is doing. So I'm just so sad that this is the outcome. I hope that her family continue to heal during their grief journey, and that there is some justice, because at the moment they don't really seem to know, or they're not publicly stating about what is actually going on and what they know. They obviously know a lot that they're not releasing, because they did that with the first time round with the surveillance video that we're all demanding they release, and turns out there wasn't anything to release. That's a really good point, Kelly in Oregon. She says it's hard to always see others struggle. Most of us hide it well. That's really, really true. Oh my gosh, TTNZ, how that's awful. And I think that's something else to mention, that when it comes to drugs, I don't think that drugs discriminates. It affects people from all races, all genders, all political parties, all socioeconomic backgrounds. So for me, I try not to judge when it comes to things like that. I think that as you get older, you sort of realize the complexity that is. Oh, are you right, Bill Bill? The complexity that is addiction. So, in regards to my live streaming schedule for the week, I am going to try and get a video up. Bella's not happy about something, so I think I'm gonna... What's wrong, Bill Bill? What's wrong, my love? think Bell needs me to spend some time and attention with her. I'm gonna say it here because I'll probably. It's okay, Bell. I'm probably going to do a video today or tomorrow with a little update, and I just want to sort of prepare you guys. I don't think that my Bell has a lot longer. I have noticed that she has her tumor in her liver is very, very, very noticeable now. So if I'm not streaming, then you guys probably know why. I want to soak some time in with her. But we'll just have to take it. At the moment, we're just going to have to take it day by day. So, yeah. I haven't even really told my family. Kind of in denial. So I'm going to go soak in some time with Bella. Anyone that's listening and that doesn't know my dog, my 8-year-old dog, has terminal cancer. And it's just in the last, say, week that I've noticed I can actually see and feel her liver now. And so it's metastasized into her liver. So I don't know whether her liver is enlarged or whether it's tumor. So, oh, Stephanie, I'm so sorry to hear that. It's you, Chrissy. I appreciate it. She's really uncomfortable, and I'm going to probably take her to the vet sometime this week and have a little chat with them. She's still eating. She'll still play, not as much. But yeah, fun times ahead. Oh, I'm so sorry you have a sick pup as well. There's nothing worse in the world. Some people say, oh, it's like losing a family member. It's not like losing a family member. It's losing a family member. It really is. So yeah, I will play it by ear and let you know when I'm on next. At the Kelly, that's a really great quote. Thank you so much, guys. I won't be on tomorrow. I'm hoping to upload that True Crime Spotlight that I've been promising for weeks. So at the latest, I will see you guys on my Tuesday, American Monday. Have a lovely weekend, guys. Look after each other. And I'm sorry I've left this on a bad note, but I'm going to go cuddle her so everything is okay. She's about to get some treats and some love, and everything will be okay. Thinking of Savannah and Peyton's families today as well. Sorry to hear that, Chrissy, as well. It's a hard time. Do you know what? The beginning of the year is a really hard time. I don't know about you guys, but I found it really hard. Thank you so much for the love, everyone. I really, really appreciate it. Yeah. I feel really guilty ending this on like a sad note, but I'm okay. I really am. I'm okay. Take care, everyone. I will be on Twitter if you want to go and follow me over on Twitter. I tweet a lot, so I'll have updates on there. And please pop a like on the video, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Take care, guys. Bye.